Hey guys, it's your boy Kevin Cormier here. Today I have another really funny, ridiculous leftist video to show you guys. But before I get to that, I want to talk about something. You see, I decided that I'm going to start dedicating more and more videos to pushing back against this left-wing propaganda and Orwellian BS that we are just seeing pushed down our throats from every angle right now. I mean, it's so ridiculous. You look at what we see in all the award shows, how they don't go by merit anymore. They just pick a few films directed by black people, or they pick something with an LGBTQ theme, and that's what they're going to give awards to now. And then they put it in every movie, so it ruins our movies. I mean, look what they did to Star Wars. On top of that, you see stories like the one I saw this week where Amazon Alexa tells people that Jesus Christ was a myth, but at the same time it tells people Muhammad was a great prophet and a wonderful guy, you know, and does not tell them that Muhammad's wife was 9 years old when he married her. So, you know, stuff like that. I got to push back against it. And so today's video is a start. I mean, look, who better to start with than Jorge Ramos, or as some people call him, Jorge, because, you know, he's a huge propagandist. And Trump's called him out on this a bunch of times. And you guys see his response to Trump. I guess he got a little, you know, pissed off and decided to make a video talking about how Trump was a racist. So check it out.
Let's be clear. What Donald Trump said at the White House, according to the Washington Post and two senators, was a racist remark. What's racism? It's the belief that a race or an ethnic group is superior to another. So when Donald Trump said that Haiti and some nations in Africa were shithole countries, and that we should have here people from places like Norway, he was behaving in a racist manner. Of course, now he's saying that he didn't say it, but...
All right, guys, the level of intellectual dishonesty here is just ridiculous. Jorge Ramos left a shithole country so he could come to a white majority capitalist country, and he makes millions of dollars bashing capitalism and bashing white people. On top of that, he calls Donald Trump a racist for saying that Norway and Norwegians are superior to Africa and Africans and Haitians. The fact is that for America, yes, they are superior. When you talk about the kind of people we want to come to America, Norwegians are superior by every metric. Now, I'm talking about the majority of people in Norway versus the majority of people in Africa and Haiti. Of course, there are exceptions. But when you talk about level of IQ, level of education, level of income, ability to adapt and integrate, Norwegians are far superior. That's the truth, and the truth is not racist. And when we're talking about protecting our country, our infrastructure, and the future of this country for our children, we want people who are going to give more, not more people who are going to take more. And so, yes, by that metric, Norwegians are superior.
Saying that he didn't say it, but Trump has no credibility. He has lied and made false statements 1,950 times in his first 347 days at the White House, as reported by the Post.
I know everybody on the right knows that that number's a lie, but I want to show you this clip so you can see how they took things out of context to come up with this number. For you idiots on the left out there, what they did, I went back and looked at the Washington Post article. They took things that Trump promised during the campaign, like building the wall, and because he hasn't built the wall just yet, they're saying every single time he said he was going to build the wall was a lie. The other thing these sites like Snopes and Washington Post love to do is take things out of context or use semantics to try to call Trump a liar. And you'll see what I mean by semantics in this next clip.
I'm not a racist, said Trump to the press, but he asked, why do we want people from Haiti here? I'm the least racist person you will ever interview, he has said. But on June 16, 2015, he said Mexican immigrants were rapists.
All right, guys, when I talk about how the left used semantics to try to push lies about Trump, this is exactly it. Trump never said all Mexicans are rapists. What he said was that people coming through our southern borders illegally are not Mexico's best and brightest. They are murderers, some of them are rapists, and some of them are good people. And he ended it with that. And this was true. And he based this off a statistic that 8 in every 10 women who come through our southern border illegally are being sexually assaulted. And guys, let me tell you, getting a visa is easy. It's not as dangerous as sneaking through our southern border. is less costly than hiring a coyote to smuggle you. People who do that because they cannot get visas. And the reason most people cannot get visas is they're either completely unskilled or they have a criminal history or relation to an organization like the Communist Party that is not allowed to get a visa to come to America. And they're not the kind of people we want.
Rapists. Trump told CNN 2 years ago that he is the least racist person you have ever met, but he threw rolls of paper towel to the victims of a hurricane in Puerto Rico.
All right, so here's the lightning round where I'm going to debunk every one of his lies back to back to back. First of all, giving people paper towels is not racist. I've never seen a happier looking group of people to have racism thrown at them. The fact is Trump got a list of supplies these people needed, and then the lying media tried to make a scandal about Trump throwing the supplies that were on that list. How ridiculous is that?
Puerto Rico. The list of his racist remarks is indeed very long. He wanted to ban all Muslims from...
All right, guys, so there's another lie. That list was not made by Trump. It was made during the presidency of Obama by our DHS based on a risk assessment. And it was not all Muslim countries. But even if it had been all Muslim countries, there would be a very good reason for that. Because when you look at what's happening in Europe, these people from these Muslim majority countries are not benefiting their host country. So no racism there, just realism.
He called white supremacists very fine people.
All right, again, the left is taking things out of context to try to call Trump a liar and a racist. What Trump actually said was in Charlottesville, there were bad people on both sides, but there were some good people on both sides too. And this is absolutely true. When you go look at all the videos of people fighting in Charlottesville, most of these assaults were started by people on the left, but the mainstream media completely ignores that. And then they call Trump racist. But the real racism is stuff like when the mainstream media edited out a video of a black man assaulting people with a homemade blowtorch and then edited it in when people started fighting back to make it look like those white people were just attacking a black man because of the color of his skin and not because he was trying to burn them alive.
He made fun of Senator Elizabeth Warren, calling her Pocahontas. For years,
Trump calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas is not racist. It is hilarious. The fact is that Elizabeth Warren pretended to be Native American, lied about it so she could get a free ride for college off a minority scholarship. That is actual racism. What Trump said was just funny.
he questioned federal judge Gonzalo Curiel simply because of his Mexican heritage.
What really happened was Trump said that this judge would not be able to render a fair verdict because he had ties to the DNC and because he was a member of the Mexican Council of La Raza, meaning the race in Spanish, which is an ethno-nationalist group for Hispanics, a hate group. So the hypocrisy here is that Trump didn't say anything racist, but this judge is an actual racist, but Trump's the racist. And also, Jorge Ramos is also a member of the Mexican Council of La Raza. So he is also a racist, calling Trump a racist.
Trump says he's not a racist, but he told me to go back to Univision before his bodyguard threw me out of a press conference in Iowa. I refuse to be complicit with Trump and his racist remarks.
Go back to Mexico. That's not racist. That's hilarious. He should have told you to go back to Mexico. I'm going to tell you go back to Mexico. Jorge Ramos, if you hate America so much, go back to Mexico, you jerk.
I don't know if Trump is a racist. I don't know what's in his heart, but I do know what's coming out of his mouth. Unfortunately, Trump has the ability to bring out the worst in people, and now as president, he's taking America to a very dark place.
All right, so he makes a whole video calling Trump a racist, and then at the end admits that Trump isn't a racist, and none of these things he said were racist, and that he doesn't know what's in Trump's heart. Well, I know what's in Jorge Ramos' heart. Let me tell you, people like Jorge Ramos, the elites, the propagandists out there, the people who push socialism and globalism, the academics, they're not stupid like these idiot blue-haired bimbos you see at antifa gatherings. These people know what they are pushing. They know what they're doing. Their agenda is to undermine America and undermine capitalist countries, to push globalism And what they want to do is divide everybody. They want conflict because they've written about this. Communism is conflict theory. They always have to have class conflict. They always have to have cultural conflict. They always have to have racial conflict. And when they make videos like this, that's what they're doing. They're stirring up conflict. They're lying. They're pushing propaganda to have people at each other's throats. Anyway, it's disgusting.